break it 選ぶ権利でさえ変わってく君だ君の未来を切り開いてく Break it 見つからを越えた力のその先が
Hey guys, Domo from Team Cardfight here, today with a special deck profile video. And not just any special deck profile video, a special, very special deck profile video. Why? Because, for all of you who don't know, from the uploads that I did on the Fires collection, and then the shop tourney. So yeah, if you guys don't know, Team Cardfight went to a local shop, card shop thing, we did a tourney, and I was able to place top 4, which is really surprising because I never have ever entered a tourney in a long time. I've only entered once, and that was when I believe it was like set 2 or 3, like when they had like the old World Paladin, Alfred, Soul Saver stuff. That's the last time I went. And today, or not today, today I went with my Liberator, Monarch Sanctuary, Alfred deck, in my awesome Jabril sleeves. And surprisingly, I made a top 4, which is a huge surprise to me because I totally thought it would be hella challenging, which it was. Like, everyone there was a good fighter, and it was a fun experience, and it was cool fighting different people, which is always a nice experience to go. So, if you also see, I have the Idolmaster mat, the kawaii-esque, all the idols on it. So, let's get started. For the starter, Liberator, what's his face, Artem. So what he does, you don't know what he does, is you move him, well, 4-under, you move him when you ride on him, and then you could soul charge him, and then you could return Blaster Blade to the top of the deck, and well, you shuffle the deck, and then get Blaster Blade and put him on top. That's what he does. So that's a starter. Next, I run for Liberator of the Monarch Sanctuary Alfred, or Alfred, as you want to call it, Alfred. This guy is really good, and if you don't know what he does, it's basically ultimate break. When a Blast Blade is called from the deck, he gets plus 10 and critical. If also it has Limit Break 4, you flip Counterblast 3, Soul Blast 2, and then you return your whole field back to the deck, and then you call it top 5 Gold Paladins. And it gets plus 1 for every Liberator on your field, which is pretty good. So I went to local shop tourney with this card, and it brought me victory, which is really a great experience. I'll put him here for now, because let's go to King of Knights, not King of Knights, Liberator of the Round Table, Alfred. So if you remember from Liberators 1.5, I do still have this. I don't have Garmor anymore. I took him out. And you do realize that I'm not running a Zenith. Well, I do have Ganslot, Break Ride, just for variety. So I run 7 grade 3s. And usually, I don't get these guys that much. I usually get Alfred. But, you know, they're just here because if I have to ride them, or as a backup choice, or if I can't use Alfred, the Liberator Monarch Sanctuary, then I'll use this guy, or if I draw this guy, I'll ride him first. Then I'll probably break ride for 3 pluses. Just to note that if you break ride this over Alfred and you liberate the lock, they all lose the 5k, which is a total like waste. So don't do that. This is not like a really good card for Monarch to use to liberate the lock, but I just have it as a tech and as a backup because I'll be getting Zenith soon, so that's that. Oh, level 2s or grade 2s for Blaster Blade Liberator Bunshins, or my avatar, Blaster Blade. So for those of you who don't know what Blaster Blade is, you guys really need to know what Blaster Blade does, because he's like the best card ever. And what he does is when you call him to Vanguard, you Counterblast 2, and then you retire something in the front row of your opponent. So 4, why? Because this card needs 4, and we run a whole bunch of other stuff. Arm, you could go here for now. Next, in level 2s or grade 2s, for Liberator of the Royalties Fallon, 12k attacker. pretty good, solid. Nothing to say much about him. You could take out 3 and put in another one of this card. 3 Star Rain Liberator Trumpeter, Liberator Star Rain Trumpeter. What this card does is when you call this to rearguard, you put a Blaster Blade from your soul or drop zone into the deck, you shuffle, and then you call a top card if it's a Liberator or Gold Paladin, and then you call it. You don't have to call it, but it's just to get some pluses. I run 3 because 3 is the magic number, if you get my reference. You could take out a 4th Fallon and put in 4 if you really want, but like I said, 3 is the magic number. Not making like a reference here, unless I am. So that's level 1s or grade 2 or grade 1s. 2 marks. Well, for Sentinel choice, I have 2 Quintet Walls as well. I still have not made the video on clearing up Perfect Guards and Quintets. I will eventually do that. But for now, I run 2-2. Why? Because if you've seen me on area, you know that I played 2-2 on area back then, back in the days, and it worked, so I'm okay with it. Even now, like today, this match, it was kind of okay. They were fine running these, but then like I had some issues, which I'll explain in another video. But next we have 4 White's Rainbow Liberator Balance. This guy is really good for any Liberator deck that uses this guy. Why? Because when this guy's on the field, and you call Blaster Blade, you basically unflip 1 damage, so it's pretty good. And if you use Blaster Blade's Counterblast, you can flip 2 and then flip 1, so it's only Counterblast 1. Pretty good. And I run 4. Why? Because I want to use Alfred's skill like all the time, if I must. Next, we have a very essential card for the deck. 3 May Rain Liberator Bruno Mars. I mean, Bruno. Just Bruno, not Bruno Mars. This card, very old card from sets 13, also 12. It's on the card, of course. Set 12. So what he does, basically, when he's called, or when he's on the field and something's called from the deck, then it gets +3. So this is really good because Alfred calls the top 5, or like calls up to 5. And it's really good because if I don't try to kill someone with Alfred's ultimate break, I'll just kill him with the Bruno combo because it gets +12. So then it's like a 19k booster with this, it hits 28. With this, it hits 30. So yeah. Or 31, I think it's 31. 12. Yeah, it's 31. So it's pretty good. Then this one is a really good card, which I really love having in Alfred. 3 Liberator, 4 Physical Force Liberator Zoran. So what he does is basically when he's called from the deck, you can move him to the soul, and you look up the top 3 cards of your deck, look for a Gold Paladin, and then, or look for a Liberator, and then you call it to a rear guard. So basically, what I use this for is when I call this, and if I want to farm more pluses or try to sack more Blaster Blades for ultimate break, I will probably most likely use him, and I'll also use him to increase the soul because Alfred is Soul Blast 2 and Counterblast 3, so it's like your starter, a 1, 0, 0, 1, 2, and then this guy. So that means you can only use Blaster Blade or Alfred 1 time because you only have 3 soul. And if you use him once, then you'll have another soul to use the skill again to liberate the lock. So it's pretty good. And plus, I also have gotten Blaster Blades out of the deck sometimes, or you could use this to fix the field or whatever you want. So 3. So it's 3, 3, 4, 4. And then 1 Marin. Why 1 Marin? Because Marin is an original Royal Paladin and he's OP and he looks cool. Marin has been since like the Royal Paladins like ever. And I don't feel like running a 4th Bruno or a 4th Zoran because it kind of like kills the balance. So I just run 1 Marin because if I happen to get him, then I get him. So now, triggers, self-explainable, 4 Epona Liberator crits, plus 4 Strike Liberator crits, plus 4 Armed Liberator Gideon draws, plus 4 Elixir Liberators because we don't run the old Gold Paladin heal because it looks weird. And it's guy. So, triggers, of course, self-satisfactory. I did run stands when I played on area. It was sort of okay. I played 2. It's not very efficient in this deck because it's just not. Just trust me, it's not. So this is the deck I took to the shop tourney and got me like top 4. We didn't actually do a final 4 fights. We just like ended it there and like shared the prize, which was like not. This is like I'm fine. I was fine with it because it took like we were like there for 4 hours long, and I was like hell tired and exhausted. But this deck, sometimes it got great sucks, sometimes I didn't. It was okay. I really love that I brought this deck there, and then it got me to top 4. I was really happy. It was a fun experience. I got to meet a lot of people and all that stuff. And yeah, it was just like a great experience. So this is my deck, guys. This is the Liberators 2.0. Basically, it is. I am getting Zenith. So basically, I want to clear up that this card or this card could be Zenith, like 3 Zenith or whatever, or 3 Alfred, or 3 of whatever you want. But basically, try to get something that's a backup Vanguard and not a break guard, because break guard doesn't go well in this deck. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video on the Cardfight channel. And I'll see you guys later. So take care.